Good day. I am wanting to discuss, and I want to try to do this kind of quickly because I can be long-winded. Borderline personality disorder with complex PTSD. The difference between PTSD and complex PTSD. A lot of people who struggle with borderline personality disorder are really clueless to why we do certain things that we do. So we go on the internet and we search. We look high and low. We check all possibilities and find out, why am I the way that I am? It's one thing to have one diagnosis, but it's another thing when you have multiple diagnoses of things and they overlap and they make you way worse than the average person. I know that I am not the only one that has heard this statement. I don't understand why you act like that. Why you do the things that you do? Okay, you already feel like crap. At least I do. And you're going to beat me by the head, up beside my head, because I respond to certain things differently than the average person. So, my definition was of complex PTSD was, I thought that it was multiple things that you had for PTSD. That's one thing. However, it goes way deeper than that. And a lot of people don't know the difference between PTSD and complex. When you hear of PTSD, people will accept it from the military, people that's in the military, that the least little thing that can trigger them. If we quote unquote have regular PTSD, because no one thinks that it's that big of a deal if we're going through something, so they say get over it. And it makes you wonder, why can you accept it if it's for military people? Do you not believe that people deal with trauma in different ways and certain things can trigger them? Okay, that's one thing. I'm going to try to read something that deals with complex PTSD. And if you know anything about regular PTSD, this may sound just a little bit off the wall, my terminology, because I feel as though I'm off the wall. When I read up on this yesterday, I literally cried, because now I understand. I don't like it, but I understand why no one wants to be in my life, why I am walking this road by myself. Okay, as outlined, the proposed complex PTSD criteria. Well, we will begin with one that shows up most frequently in day-to-day life: emotion regulation. We can be high one day, extreme high, and then extreme lows. Okay, we know what that is. Survivors with complex PTSD have a very difficult time with emotions, experiencing them, controlling them, and for many, just being able to comprehend or label them accurately. I suffer with that. Many have unmanaged or persistent sadness, either explosive or unacceptable anger, and or suicidal thoughts. They may be chronically numb, lack the appropriate effect in certain contents, or struggle to level out after a great high or low. I have a problem with getting back on the even keel. It's also very common for these survivors to re-experience emotions from trauma intrusively, particularly when triggered. These feelings are often disproportionate to the present situation, but are equal to the intensity of what was required of them at the time of the trauma, also known as emotional flashback. I like that word. I never heard of emotional flashback. So, on the surface, It may seem like PTSD and complex PTSD are none too dissimilar. They both come as the result of something deeply traumatic. They causes flashbacks, nightmares, insomnia, and they can make people live in fear even when they are safe. But at the very heart of complex PTSD, what causes it, how it manifests internally, the lifelong effect, including medically, as it and its ability to reshape a person's entire outlook on life is what makes it considerably different. So, both of them are kind of bad, but they put a little bit more emphasis on the complex because it may help people to understand. I'm trying to get people to understand because I don't like feeling abandoned and rejected by the whole family, the so-called friends, the church family, because no one understands me. Everybody wants to talk about me to my face, behind my back, and they analyze and interpret it as she thinks she's too good to talk to us. She thinks this and she's this and she's that. It's annoying. It makes one really don't want to be around, and then you feel like you're a burden to everybody. And it's hard. So for anybody that suffers with PTSD or they go through the borderline personality disorder because of childhood trauma, you're going to experience PTSD. To what a level of it? Only your doctor can say that. You may feel intense emotions. No, I don't want to say it's okay, but it is okay. But when people start saying to you, why you act like that? Why you doing what you're doing? It makes you want to cry. It makes you lash out. And then you have your explosive behaviors. You can try to justify yourself. You could do your research, print it out. And if those people are worth having in your life, try to help them understand you. Because this is not an easy journey. And it look like these are shades, but I can't see without my glasses. But at any rate, it's been a while since I tried putting anything on here, and I was just recently triggered, and I mean, I was having a good day, and then all of a sudden, my world just went upside down, and I couldn't express my emotions. So I completely shut down, which made it difficult for anyone to deal with me. I didn't know how to deal with me. So I put music on and I tried to just relax. That didn't help because once triggered, it's like for me with having complex PTSD, it takes forever to get back balance. And to try to get someone to understand this, it is so hard. And it's like, why bother? I give up. But do I really want to give up? Sometimes you say things and you really don't know why you say it. I don't want to give up. I sometimes wish I didn't exist, but that doesn't mean that I want to kill myself. So there's a difference. You don't want to be a burden, but then you don't want to be alone. So that's the dialectic of this whole thing. So I just wanted to share that little bit of information. Hopefully it was helpful to anyone who chooses to view this and make it all the way to the end. Have a nice day. And yes, to anybody, I'm missing a letter in my supposed to be anointed to produce. Even we as Christians, you can't say that we're not saved for real. We go through it. We suffer. And until we have a full manifestation of a healing, we're going to go through it. Bear with me. If anybody I know personally sees this, bear with me. I'm a work in progress. I have a lot of issues that I am trying to work out. And if you don't understand, if you choose not to understand, thank you for staying away from me. Have a good day.